took yourself
See how
out of that
uncomfortable we
frame.
can make this day.
Yeah. All right. So what did you learn today?
I mean, that class was one that I've been having trouble with. Names are an issue because a lot of the class comes in like halfway through class when I see them, so I'm usually good, and then all of a sudden new kids come and it's just chaos.
Mm-hmm.
And they're coming from, I don't know where, math fellows or something.
Okay.
And it's always the same kids that come in and cause the most distraction. So, that being said, it's hard to learn names, and that's been the biggest challenge for me is learning everyone's names, being here half-time, and trying to not focus on the kids that are acting up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And because those, I know their names,
Right.
but then what about the kids that are doing what they're supposed to do?
Right.
And I'm struggling with that.
Yeah.
And a new batch of kids next week, and
Mm-hmm.
I've already had them, so names won't be an issue. I've been making an effort to know their names.
Yeah.
When I am here. So, but did I learn today? No, I already knew it. It just made it clear again is that not knowing their names and not being able to react in a certain time, that it's a lot harder to go about this strategy.
So that pacing piece is key, like knowing their names fast enough to narrate it.
And I get a name wrong and they're like, so-and-so's not even here. I'm like,
okay. Yeah.
Just let me do this.
So, in what ways did it feel different today?
Feel different. There's more adults in the room, so that was. That's stressful as it is. Doing the coaching is stressful. But that's pretty much how they are every day. It's kind of like I try to do the NNN, and all of a sudden it's just like they don't care.
Right.
And, and that's because. I've been having talks with Tommy after class, and I've been telling him exactly which kids are not following through, and I don't know. I haven't followed up with him to see how he's taking care of it. I did make one phone call and one parent outside after school last week, but that didn't really matter.
Stop him with the Tommy thing.
So, if you're, when you talk to Tommy, you're giving your power away, you're giving him all of the power to follow through with consequences.
And to build relationships.
And to build those relationships.
Yeah.
So, you want to hang on to that power. You want to be the one who gets to build those relationships and provides consequences, because that keeps you as the person who's in charge in that room.
And also think about how, let's say when your kids came to class, Tommy was like, well, that kid, they're in trouble. So can you hold them accountable for that? You'd be like, that was not me. That's not you. That was about you, Tommy, and that kid. So what's happening between you and that kid is between you and that kid, and Tommy doesn't need to, you know what I mean?
So I noticed a difference. I noticed that, out of those 5 lines, 3 of them were they were ready to go. And you got there by narrating for movement. So the most common off-task behavior was their movement, and when you narrated such and such line is sitting crisscross, that's what got them ready to go. And those 3 lines, the ones closest to the wall, they were on task. They were ready to listen.
Never gotten a phone call before.
No. Who is it?
From Stedman. Hello? Hello? Yeah. Yeah. Can I stop by in a minute? I'm just in a meeting. Okay, I'll come back. Thanks.
Office looking for you.
Nurse.
Oh, okay.
What happened 3 hours ago? I don't know what happened again.
Yeah. So I noticed that difference. When you were narrating for movement, that really impacted their behavior. They knew what they needed to be doing.
Yeah.
So that intentional narration made the students successful. You also took what we had practiced in the pre-coaching conference around the precise directions and moving into the gym. You took that and you implemented it right away. So that was really strong. You also, like, even though you were getting frustrated with 3 of us in the room, you were still taking the cues, you were still following through. So even though we could tell that you were frustrated, like, you were still pushing through that. So those were good successes from today. So now that we've talked about your successes, I want to go to what we can work on. But first, I just wanted to talk about when we're in these conversations, I don't feel like you're totally bought in. So do you believe that 100% of your students can follow directions 100% of the time?
I haven't seen it yet. And I mean, in all honesty, I just haven't seen it in the school either. And I'm trying to not think that way. But it's just hard when you do see a lot of kids that do, like, instantly react to it and it works. And then there's a few kids that are just, they just don't care, and they're just like, they talk back, and it's just like, man, where is this attitude coming from? And so, yes, I have 2 classes that I do get 100% all the time, and I know they can do it.
Okay. What about, like, Williams and Harlow's? Because I know those are...
I honestly don't know if Harlow can. That's my belief with that class, and I haven't seen them in the classroom do it either, but I haven't been up there that much. So,
when Lane, because we talked about before, when Lane comes into your class, like in the gym, have they done something 100% successfully?
Yeah, I mean, as far as, like, I mean, when she comes in, it's always like the worst moment, and, you know, when she's full of steam, just, you know, kind of letting the kids know who's boss.
Okay. So have you seen her get 100%?
Yeah.
Okay. What about Tommy? Have you seen him get 100% with his kids?
Yeah.
Okay. So we know that the students can do it. We know that they can follow directions. And you can get them there too. And I am here to support you in that. And we can work, and we're going to work together. And I know that by implementing these strategies, you can be successful with them as well. And you can get 100%. It's not easy work. This is not easy, and no one is going to pretend that it is. So this is challenging, hard work, and we can get there. So I am totally committed to your success. I am here to support you 100%. And so I'm going to give you strategies that will work. And your job is to implement those and really believe that the students can do it and that these strategies are going to work. Okay? So you're already, you're practicing your directions, you are narrating, you are consequencing, but the students can't hear you. Your voice needs to be much stronger, because even if you're doing all of those things and they don't hear you, it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah.
So that's going to be our focus. That's going to be our only focus between now and our next session, is that really strong voice.
Why
commanding
Yeah.
presence.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a confidence thing.
Yeah.
You know, I can feel, because when I'm in other classes and I know the kids' names, I can already tell I'm louder.
Uh-huh.
And when I'm in a class like Williams, where I just don't, I know half the kids, and all of them
Yeah.
are the ones that are acting up. So narrating, I'm like,
Right.
So, yeah, I totally agree with that.
What's the strategy for that? If you don't know names.
What might be a strategy
Tell 'em.
for? So, do you have a seating chart?
Yep.
That, okay. And what were you gonna say?
Well, if you don't know their names, narrate the lines. Narrate the groups, narrate the areas of the room. Narrate all the kids who are wearing blue. I mean, whatever, you know. There are ways to get around it because you have a special challenge being a specialist teacher. You have a lot more names to learn than anyone else, and now you're gonna have new kids. Like, so until you learn those names, you know, use a different strategy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that's why I was going to the lines today.
Right,
It's
that's
like,
exactly.
That's,
Right.
it's easier to do.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the motivation. Why?
So, why is this important?
You
But-
tell him.
Okay.
Why
So
is he motivated to do this?
I know that, like, you dread coming to work every day. Like, this is not, or I'm theorizing, is that not, maybe I'm not accurate in that, but, like, it doesn't seem like you're getting a lot of enjoyment out of your job right now. And I don't want you to leave here or even start your day feeling awful. Like, I want you to come in here and enjoy your students and enjoy teaching PE. And, like, I know, I've seen your passion for, like, physical education and fitness, and I want you to be able to enjoy that and enjoy your students.
Yeah. Me as well.
Yeah. And I don't want you to feel, like, discouraged and disheartened every day. So we're gonna get there. We're gonna work on these strategies, and you can do it.
No, I know. I'm not going anywhere
Yeah.
unless they tell me not to. But I'm not going anywhere. I mean, this is.
Yeah, you're committed,
Yeah, I'm totally committed, and
which is huge. Like that's half the battle. Like you are
Yeah.
committed to this, and you are committed to your students, and so now we're really gonna work on these strategies and be really consistent with that.
yeah, I'm. It is challenging,
Oh yeah.
and this isn't.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm not first year teaching. I don't know what other schools are like. This is very challenging, and I am trying to find my voice within NNN. I'm not.
Yeah.
And I guess what I've been struggling with is I'm not a robot.
Right.
You know, like
Yep.
So I'm trying to find my voice
Mhm.
within NNN, and I know it'll click eventually.
It will.
I wish I was just here more.
Yeah.
Is to be
It's really hard to
honest
be
with you. And I'm not
on
trying to make that an excuse or anything, but just being here more.
Yeah. No, that's a
Would
challenge.
help,
I mean,
so.
you have a lot of kids. You're only here half time.
Yeah.
And you have the benefit of getting a group of kids on Monday that you already know.
Mhm.
And so you're gonna get like another chance to engage with them.
Yeah.
So
and
Chris,
enjoy
lots of things feel robotic when you're starting to learn it, right? I take myself back to when I was first learning to drive and how I used to be so rigid, like
Mhm.
rigid 10 and 2, and like this, and don't talk to me. Like, I gotta figure this out, man. Okay, don't talk to me. Don't turn the radio on, nothing. Like, I just have to do this 10 and 2 thing and not crash. And guess what? After tons and tons of what?
Practice.
Heck yeah. Tons and tons of practice. Guess what? I can drive now with one hand, music playing, and yeah, sometimes on the phone.
I can drive my niece.
Oh gosh. But what I'm saying is that robotic feeling goes away with practice, because then the goal of participating in real-time teacher coaching, one goal, not the only goal, is to get it to be automatic. That's just what you do. It becomes a part of your practice, and you don't spend your brain power thinking about it. You spend your brain power thinking about how to maximize scholars learning about fitness and health. Right? That's the goal,
Yeah, I believe it.
right? So yeah, it does kind of feel kind of awkward in the beginning as you're learning it. Kind of like driving a car.
Yeah, I
Same-
mean,
same
I've
kind
been
of thing.
coaching adults for 5 years. It's just the adults choose to be there, and they want to, they're quiet and they listen. So I've never had to deal with behavior. So this is the behavior side is where I'm really
Yeah.
struggling with, and I know it'll come just like it did when I first started coaching. It was always like I felt like I need to find my voice as I
Are we
told
walking down?
everyone.
Are we going?
But I mean, I know I'll find my voice as with
Yeah.
practice. And yes, there's always doubt in the beginning, but eventually you figure it out.
With practice. It doesn't happen by osmosis. It's with the practice.
Okay, so we're gonna actually go down to the gym to practice that really strong voice. Okay, what time is your next?
3.
3, okay.